Freenotes is pieced together from different note-taking apps, and it's very easy to see. You can see Noteful, Notability, GoodNotes, and Apple Notes, almost as if the developers took the codes of these apps and just pasted them into their app. But is it any good? Let's find out. Hey guys, it's Robsy back with Paperless X, a channel dedicated to easing your digital transformation. If you're new to our channel, hello. Make sure you subscribe and turn on your notifications so you know each time we release a new video. And if you're already subscribed, fantastic human, welcome back. If you prefer slow-paced tutorials that show you how to do things in different note-taking apps, you can check out our second YouTube channel for courses, Paperless Humans. We're continuously adding new courses to grow our free and paid courses database. You can also access our paid courses and user guides via Patreon from our website. We will have a link to all of that in the description down below. Freenotes is currently a free app that is available on the iPad and iPhone only. The M series MacBook Pros can also use the app, though it's not verified for it. There are indications that the app won't be free forever, and we're just not sure when the developers will start charging and how much they will charge. This review focuses on the iPad version of Freenotes that we have managed to get for free forever. Freenotes has a decent collection of page covers for your new notebooks. You can even change the color of the simple ones in the app. There is no option not to have a cover though, which we'll look forward to having because some of us don't actually like notebook covers. Or is that just me? Page templates also have page and line colors. But unlike your covers, you can use custom colors for your pages. For the basic page templates, you get line spacing options that range from 1 to 10. That is a decent range for line spacing. The app also has educational templates that are not nearly as fun to customize, but we're still happy to have that many options. Your page sizes for your new notebook can also vary, and they can either be portrait or landscape. Freenotes has all the options you need to create functional notebooks in a handwriting note-taking app. But of course, we have to use our digital notebooks, which you can purchase on our online store. At first, we're excited about saving our complete digital notebooks in the app's template library. That was until we opened the notebook and realized that the app only saves single pages into the app's library. So we're stuck with importing our digital notebooks whenever we want to use them, and that is just tiring. The user interface takes some getting used to. Freenotes has two main toolbars, one fixed at the top and another floating one. It seems developers really like the floating toolbars, but they're annoying, especially when they overlap on our notebooks. A third toolbar appears at the bottom of the screen, which you can remove if you don't want to use it. You can also move it to any side of the screen, so you might not need to turn it off, especially because it only appears when you're using the pen tool. We can't get used to the tabs that are directly below the status bar. It feels like something is missing because we're used to having a toolbar in this section in most apps. The only other app we've seen with a similar setup is Noteful, but it doesn't feel nearly as empty because it has a few icons before and after your tabs. The tabs in Noteful are also a lot smaller than the ones in Freenotes. It's difficult to pinpoint, but there's something different about these tabs which makes them uncomfortable to look at. Not sure if you guys can also see that. Freenotes has a fountain and ballpoint pen. Even with the rounded tips and minimum sensitivity, the fountain pen in the app looks different from its ballpoint pen, which is always a good thing. Both pen tools have thickness and opacity options, but the fountain pen has a wider range for your thickness. It starts at 0.1 all the way up to 30. When you configure it well, the pen tool is great. The tip and sensitivity options really change how your pen looks, but they're a little bit confusing to get used to. We're not really sure if they're changing what they are supposed to be changing, and it can be a little bit confusing trying to set up your fountain pen in the app. The ballpoint pen also has the dotted pen stroke option, effectively making it a dotted pen. The thickness of the pencil tool ranges from 1 to 15, like the one for the ballpoint pen. It also has sensitivity and opacity options. A pencil tool with sensitivity options is quite impressive because you can actually see the different pressures when you're using the pencil tool. The highlighter in Freenotes goes behind your ink. When you layer it though, it will look like it's going in front of your ink for a split second. The opacity of your highlighter ranges from 10 to 50%, which makes sense, but usually highlighters range from 0 to 100 in most note-taking apps, but 10 to 15 makes sense. You can highlight freely or in straight lines. The app also has a dotted highlighter, which adjusts the dots after you've drawn them. All your writing tools have 3 colors on the pen tool toolbar, which is insufficient for taking digital notes. Or do I simply use too much color in my notes? The bright side is that you can at least decide what those 3 colors are, which is always a good thing. If you're unhappy with the default colors in the app, you can use custom ones. They change depending on the tool you're using. So your pen tool's colors differ from those of your highlighter. If the pen options are limited, you appreciate the favorites toolbar that can house different writing tools. You can also add other tools that are not for writing. We got tired after adding 20 tools, and that's probably enough to cover most note-taking needs. The handwriting experience in Freenotes is good. Your handwriting looks like it does on paper, and palm rejection is perfect. For me, however, it seems to take a lot of effort to write. So I can't write for long in the app. My hand starts getting sore. And the only other app I feel like this in is GoodNotes. Their handwriting engine is probably the same, considering that they're taking codes from pretty much all the currently existing apps. But even with all that effort, my handwriting still doesn't look as good as it does in Noteful. I can write in Noteful for days and not complain about fatigue. If you're using Freenotes, let us know if you've also experienced what I'm talking about, where you get really tired or you feel you actually have to put a lot of effort to handwrite in the app, and that becomes tiring after some time. The pixel eraser in Freenotes is smooth. The app also has a stroke eraser, which is my preferred eraser. It is fast and erases more with less effort. Which of the 2 erasers do you prefer? Your eraser can be very tiny, and you'll struggle to see it, or massive, relatively speaking, compared to the smallest eraser in the app, of course. It can erase the highlighter only, or the tape only. And it also supports auto deselect. That is all the features covered for the eraser tool. You can zoom in directly on the page. We love that the app displays your zoom percentage on the screen, and that you can lock your zoom level so it doesn't change accidentally. You can zoom in up to 800%. Your pen tool uses vector ink, so it doesn't pixelate when you zoom in the app. Your highlighter too. But the pencil gets a little bit blurry, even at low zoom levels. Zooming out hits a minimum of 44%. That is a decent zooming range, but we have seen better in a handwriting note-taking app. Sadly, the app does not have a zoom tool, so if you need that tool to handwrite your notes, you will not like Freenotes. Text goes inside text boxes in any color you like. Text box borders would be greatly appreciated, but since we don't have them, the text boxes don't really feel like text boxes. They are more like boring sticky notes. Freenotes supports many fonts, some of the most we have seen in a handwriting note-taking app. You can also use custom fonts, so if you like fonts, Freenotes has you covered. There's probably room on the keyboard toolbar to add more colors, but you only get one. The app has alignment and line spacing options. The 4 headings you get in Freenotes are just different font sizes for the same font. You can format your text to make it bold, italic, underline, or strike out. You can then save your favorite text styles, but we wish they were easier to reach. The app lets you add numbered, unnumbered, and checklists. The checkboxes, in this case circles, are so tiny that it's not surprising that they're not interactive. That does not make it a good thing, it's just what it is. Your lists support levels, but your numbering and bullet points won't change. You're better off using the dashes for unnumbered lists if you want to add levels to your list in Freenotes. Lastly, you can resize your text boxes and rotate them. The text options are great, but the text boxes themselves still need some work. For a handwriting note-taking app, do we need that much customization for text boxes though? Let us know what you think in the comments. The shape recognition technology in Freenotes is the worst we have seen in a handwriting note-taking app. You have to draw your shapes perfectly for the app to transform them, which is simply too much work for digital notes, and it defeats the purpose of having a shapes tool. We've not been able to draw a perfect triangle in the app. Maybe they're not even supported. Let us know if you have perfect triangles in Freenotes. Except for changing your border color, there's not much you can do with shapes in Freenotes. So if these are a big part of your notes, you won't be using Freenotes anytime soon. You can add multiple photos from the Photos library to your notes. The app supports PNG images and we expect nothing less in 2024. Freenotes then lets you crop them as rectangles. We love the freehand cropping tool. It is smooth and easy to use. You can resize and rotate your images. And that is all you can do with your photos in the app. Photos are as unexciting as the shapes in Freenotes. You can also take photos with your iPad camera. Freenotes has some cute tape for active recall. Most of us will love it. Your tape can be one of 5 fixed sizes. A decent range, would say. The feature works as expected. You toggle it to reveal or cover your notes. The app also has an option to hide or reveal all the tape in your notebook. It will save you a lot of time. You would waste tapping each tape to open and then close it. The timer is a cool feature that makes active recall in the app even more fun. You can put it anywhere on the screen, but it remains horizontal no matter where you put it. Let us know if you've always wanted a timer or stopwatch in your handwriting note-taking app. We've never thought of it, but it has its place. We hope the developers can put it on the toolbar to make it easier to access. The app alerts you when the timer has ended. Would you want it to ring when the time is up, or is the silent pop-up notification enough? The stickers in the app are very cute, and Freenotes has a lot of free stickers. You can rename your sticker collection, delete stickers you dislike, and even add new ones. But with the amount of work you need to get to the stickers, they are not fun to use. Do you think these stickers are worth the hassle? Audio recording that does not sync to handwriting is useless in 2024. But at least you can still use the app while writing, and that is much better than the setup in OneNote. However, we still look forward to having audio syncing in the app. The playback options for your recording are decent. You can fast forward or rewind 10 seconds at a time. You can also speed up the playback or slow it down. Freenotes can merge your audio recordings if you have multiple in your notebook. And you can also trim recordings to remove sections you don't want at the start or end of a recording. You can also rename them. In Freenotes, you can pick up specific items on your page: handwriting, highlighters, text boxes, images, and tape. We'll always appreciate a selective lasso tool. The lasso tool can be freehand or rectangular. Typically, rectangular lasso tools also have resizing and rotation capabilities, but they don't in Freenotes. So there's probably no need to have both since they work exactly the same. Which lasso tool do you prefer? Freehand or boxed? You can duplicate your sections, take a screenshot of it, or change the color of your handwritten notes. Freenotes can also lock images and text boxes in your notes to make them uneditable. You can't even pick them up with the Lasso tool when they're locked. We love how easy it is to lock and unlock items. This is a rare feature to find in a handwriting note-taking app. Lastly, you can save selections to your sticker collections. What's a sticker feature if we can't create our own stickers, right? Multitasking with multiple instances can open the same notebook twice. The app supports drag and drop into the app, but you can't drag and drop out of it. Let's hope the developers can add that feature in the future. Freenotes can also open multiple tabs if you want to open more documents, which covers all the multitasking capabilities you need in a handwriting note-taking app. Scribble is the only handwriting conversion you get in Freenotes. Unfortunately, the app does not convert your handwriting to text. Freenotes supports True Dark Mode, which converts everything in your notes. It even works on PDFs, and images look good in dark mode. It's definitely the best dark mode we have seen in a handwriting note-taking app. Have you guys seen anything better than this? Do tell, so we check it out. You can add scans to your notes using the iPadOS scanning engine. Notebooks in Freenotes can have different page templates. The app supports both vertical and horizontal scrolling. You can view the thumbnails and bookmarks of all the pages in your notebook. Selecting a couple of pages allows you to rotate or delete them. That is not a lot of interaction with pages for a digital notebook. Freenotes can add new pages to your notebook. You can also duplicate existing ones. The app doesn't let you copy any pages though. So if there's a page you want to copy and paste into a different notebook, you will have a hard time with that. Two features are important for PDF reading in a note-taking app: hyperlinks and outlines. Freenotes has a painful way of navigating hyperlinks. We're grateful to have them, but if we need 2 steps each time to move through the pages of a digital notebook or planner, then paper is better. No. Hyperlinks should respond with a single tab or a long preset list. So we hope the developers can work on that. The app recognizes outlines. You can edit them to add, remove, and rename items. We love that Freenotes can nest your outline. Few handwriting note-taking apps support that. A nested outline? What more could you ask for? PDF annotation relies on the handwriting tools in the app, which are fairly easy to use. The app does not search through your handwritten notes, only through the text in your PDFs. Most digital note takers want to search through their handwritten notes. Otherwise, what is the point of writing them in the first place? For text, however, the search tool is good. The app highlights the found terms in your documents, and you can filter the results to focus on bookmarks or outlines. The app also shows all the pages where the term was found, but without a detailed preview of where the search term is, it is still difficult to find what you're looking for. A setup similar to the outline results, if we could get more details, would be ideal. What do you guys think about the search tool in Freenotes? You can share your notes in PDF, image, or native format, but the app doesn't have exporting options for PDFs and images. So if sharing documents is a big part of your workflow, you might find Freenotes a bit limiting. The app syncs via iCloud. The backup is local though. Freenotes keeps a version history of your notes in the app, and we don't feel like it's the best backup setting. What happens if something happens to the app and your backup is in the app? Just the thought of that makes me uncomfortable. But the version idea itself is a good one. We were happy to see it in the app, but it's no longer that exciting after realizing that it's the only backup we have. We hope the developers can give us the option to back up to different cloud services and that we'll get to keep the history version of our notes because that is actually quite cool. Freenotes organizes your notebooks into folders, and the app supports folders within folders for up to 5 levels. We don't recommend using more than 3 levels of organization for digital notes, so 5 levels are definitely more than enough. We like that all the folders are on the sidebar. It makes navigation a lot easier, and you don't have to dig into folders to find your notes. All your folders and their folders are easy to see on the side, making them very easy to get to. Another cool thing about the homepage in Freenotes is that you can toggle the sidebar. So that will give you a bit more space to work with. Your notebooks can display as thumbnails or lists. You can organize them according to dates and names, but also manually, where you can move them around and keep them fixed in certain positions. With a growing database, that can be a bit of work, but it can be handy if you have to pin some notebooks. Pinning itself would be ideal, but you've got to work with what you have, right? Freenotes is pieced together from different note-taking apps and it's easy to see. You can see Noteful, Notability, GoodNotes, and Apple Notes almost as if the developers copied the codes from all those apps and pasted them to build Freenotes. Are we the only ones seeing that? Overall, it is a decent app, especially because it is free. We can't help but wonder how it will compare to our note-taking app. We hope the developers can move around some icons to have one central toolbar. The audio recording tools, stickers, and timer should all be on the main toolbar, along with all the other tools we use for taking handwritten notes in the app. What do you guys think about Freenotes? Is it an app you're going to try? Do tell. We hope you guys liked this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Let us know what other apps you'd like us to cover on this channel. Thank you, Fantastic Human, for watching. See you in the next video.